George Michael, a very warm welcome to the programme.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Why Iraq? Because it's fashionable?
Oh, God, no. I have absolutely no desire to be here today. I've got absolutely... I'm really reluctant to be here.
Why?
Simply because, in all honesty, I was kind of first out of the trenches in terms of entertainers that were going to get behind something which would divide, which at the time was so divisive that if you're approaching a subject as divisive as Iraq was 6 or 8 months ago, then you're taking a big risk as an entertainer, because you're going to alienate a lot of people, and I did very, very quickly, and I was completely pilloried, really, for having the audacity to be a pop star who's in the mainstream as opposed to a rock star or, you know, some kind of protest singer.
But there's no such thing as bad publicity, is there? I mean,
there is.
Particularly if you're,
did you see the publicity?
Particularly if your record sales are falling in some areas.
Did you see mine, though? Did you see my pop publicity? Did you see any of it? It was absolutely dire. And I'd like to add, I have absolutely no... my record sales are not falling. I released 2 singles 6 years after my last album. And my fans are now 35 on average, right? There was a piece on Channel 4 about 3 or 4 months ago where an artist was challenging Woolworths because they were not stocking their records. And so they had a representative of Woolworths on, and this woman said, well, we've done our market research for Woolworths, and we know that the singles market of 2002 is teenage girls between the ages of 11 and 12. That was as wide as it got, 11 and 12. The only reason I have to release singles as someone with an audience of 35 plus is that if you don't release them as a single in Britain, you can't get them on the radio. I don't want to compete with, you know, Pop Idol and the various young people in the charts that are roughly half my age right now. I'd rather just release my albums.
But you say you're happier to have a big debate than a hit single. Really?
Absolutely.
You must be the only one in the business then.
I think I probably am. I think I probably am by now. I've had 20 years of this business. I'm never on the television. Never. I never do TV. I'm phobic about cameras. I have no interest in promoting my music beyond making videos.
But you never protested at the height of your fame, did you?
Well, of course I didn't. I was 19, 20, 21. What were you doing when you were 19, 20, 21?
Well, a lot of people at 19, 20 and 21 were on the streets marching, weren't they?
For what?
Against Vietnam, for
instance. Yes, I know, but I was too young for that.
Well, this is my time. There's been other wars since, haven't there?
This is my time. I do understand what you're trying to say. But the fact is, I really have no concern about being accused of needing publicity. I've been supposedly over 4 times now. I broke up Wham, so it was over. And then I took on Sony and took 2.5 years out of my career, over principle, by the way, which was a useless principle because now nobody wants to pay artists, let alone the record companies. I then was over, and so I was over because of that, because it was 2-3 years out of my career. Then I was over because I got arrested, and now apparently I'm over because I took on politics, and I'm not in any trouble.